Hi, we're the Ubisoft Singapore audio team. Here is our video showing the extraordinary lengths we went to making sound for Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag.
Throughout the duration of the project, we recorded many different things such as plants, wooden objects, and metal chains.
We have seaweed, a game which the player can swim through, but the thing is, you don't make any sounds when you swim through seaweed underwater. So we found this plant in the office and we layered that with this giant yam leaf. On top of that, we also layered some recordings of ravioli to get that sticky, oozy texture.
The shipwreck sound was a happy accident. One of our mic stands was actually creaking over the wooden platform when we were recording the diving bell sounds. To us, when pitched down, it sounded like a shipwreck.
For the diving bell, we built a rig to record the sounds of raising and the lowering of the diving bell. We bought a metal chain and we found a rusty metal pipe to build this rig. Edward's swimming sounds were very interesting to record because in reality, any movement underwater does not produce sounds.
To record sounds underwater, we need to use a special kind of microphone called a hydrophone. We tried waterproofing our normal microphones with condoms and balloons, but all of them got destroyed eventually.
We experimented with many different sized pools, but it was hard to find a pool in a quiet environment here in Singapore. We first started our research with a baby pool here in the studio, and when it came time to move up, it took us 4 months to find the right pool.
We had to try different movements right under the water surface to get the sounds that we wanted. For example, the arm stroke sound that you hear in-game is actually a tiger claw movement, and the frog kick sound is actually a shoving the water forward movement. For Edward's diving sound, the main focus for us was to record the sound from the underwater perspective and not the above water splash. We wanted to recreate the feeling that you get when you dive in reality.
It wasn't easy to record Edward's drowning voice because we couldn't open our mouths underwater. This was a very tedious process because I could only do 3 takes before I run out of breath.
Apart from creating the sounds for the humans and for the objects, we also had the challenge of creating sounds for the marine animals. And we had an awful lot of fun creating sounds for whales swimming and breaching, sharks attacking, and of course the danger of the moray eel.
For the shark struggle sound, we wanted to create a violent and turbulent underwater experience. Therefore, the only way to do that was to recreate a real struggle underwater without the shark. So the shark punching sound is actually Eric elbowing the water really hard and fast, creating a very impactful sound.
When it came to creating the sounds for the whale, we couldn't find anybody that had a pet whale, so we had to use objects to try and move large amounts of water that you would expect would happen when a whale moves through the ocean.
So for the whale tail slap sound, we use this recording of Eric slamming down this shipping pallet onto the water, but that wasn't massive enough, so we layered a couple of explosions in to really give it that punch and massiveness that we were looking for. Apart from underwater, the naval forts were also a huge challenge. The challenge this time around was to design an audio system for real blasts. For the fort tower fragments, depending on the size and material that the fragment just hit, we play a different sound. So for example, there's different sounds for the fragment hitting sand, rock, wood, and also water. And what we also do is we amplify the impact sounds according to the velocity of the fragment.
So apart from underwater and the forts, we worked on 2 other main missions here in Singapore. That was Charleston and Blackbeard's Death. In Charleston, for example, the surroundings are quite quiet, so there's a huge focus on the ambience. The sounds of the swamp, the crickets, the creaks on the boat. In North Carolina, the stealth aspect there, we had a huge focus on the sound of the pirate party in the opening and the forest. Subtle sounds are sort of more obvious, and then by the time we got to the British invasion, the big reveal of the ships on the horizon in North Carolina was a big moment, from the whoosh to the impact and to the subsequent chaos.